What up, y'all? I just want to do a quick video on talking about Tithonia, propagating, management, and how I've been going about doing it. This line of Tithonia was planted, I want to say it was October or November of last year. I've already come through here once earlier this year to manage, to prune it back. And now we're coming through and doing a heavy pruning. One thing I want to talk about first is topping it off. I let this get a little too wild. This isn't truly ideal. The more woodier it is, the harder it is to manage. Ideally, you want to keep managing the green stuff. So what I'm doing first is just topping off all this green stuff, setting it aside. And then what I'm gonna do to get a heavy reset is I'm gonna grab my Sawzall and then cut it right at the soil line. And that's just because after you're all done here cutting off all this green stuff, you have this woodier stuff now that it's gonna flush out more. And then it's gonna be even more of a pain in the ass to manage. And then on top of that, if you're walking, you trip here, this is like a safety hazard as well. So get a nice hard reset. This is a 12-inch blade or a saw blade for a Sawzall that's meant to cut wood. So this is 30 centimeters. And literally right at the base of the soil line, at the trunk of the Tithonia, running the whole blade across. And then with this stuff now, it's what I'm going to use to propagate elsewhere. I have a lot of lines that I want to establish Tithonia in, and then I also have some lines that not all the cuttings that I took, all the cuttings that I placed in took. So here's also a few tips as well when it comes into propagating. And this goes a general rule for most things. Anything that has these white pores on it, these white pores on the plants, they're referred to as lentil cells. And typically, like mulberry also has it, and moringa has it. So you could propagate most things that have that very defined lentil cell, those white pores on it, from cuttings. So like what I like to use is usually about like a 6 to 8 inch cutting. And typically I'm looking for something like that. And I feel like the stuff that's a little bit between the green and woody is where I have the most success. But you can still get it on this more fresh green stuff or on the younger green stuff. It's just, I don't know, I get better success on the more in between woodier to green. Another pro tip too is while you're doing this, because there's a right way of propagating any cuttings, is that you got to make sure you're planting it in the right direction. So making sure the nodes are pointing up. And if you're planting hundreds of these in a line, one pro tip you can do is make a mark where it's pointing down. So I always tip the bottom of what's going into the ground. So not only is it easier to place the clipping or the cutting into the ground, you just also know what's the right direction to place it into. But that's essentially it. Just wanted to do a quick video on that, and I hope all is well.